The honourable member for Thornhill.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First and foremost, our hearts and prayers are with the people of Ukraine, with those who have friends and family suffering, with those around the world standing and watching the bloodshed of the men, women, and children in a war zone paved by destruction of a malevolent dictator who knows no bounds to his carnage and unprovoked violence. And to those in my own community, those who have at the beginning joined in prayers in churches, in synagogues, in mosques, in gurdwaras, and everything in between, to the now countless organizations raising money and sending goods directly to the people of Ukraine, helped by the spirit of generosity of so many who just want to help, like St. Vladimir Ukrainian Catholic Church in Thornhill, or the countless efforts by Chabad Lubavitch in sending help, load by load, matched further by dollar for dollar donations by the kindness of community members who want to go the extra mile. I'm going to take a moment to get a little bit personal in this House and speak to those who have been misinformed, those who have succumbed to the propaganda and the blatant lies espoused by the Kremlin. I am a first-generation Canadian. My parents arrived in Canada in 1974 from Odessa, Jewish refugees who left the oppression of the former Soviet Union. And Putin's regime had persisted with this narrative of a neo-Nazi government oppressing Russian speakers, despite the fact that President Zelensky's native language is Russian, despite the fact that he himself is Jewish. And it's an absolute perversion of facts. This country has a democracy, it has freedom of speech, it has freedom of religion. In the face of that propaganda, I want to acknowledge those specifically in my community and all over the world who have demonstrated a remarkable courage. The tens of thousands of Russians in cities within Russia, within our own country, within the world that took to the streets to express their outrage, facing threats of harms, hundreds of them arrested for their bravery to speak out. Mr. Speaker, there is great concern in my own community from those who condemn these actions, Russian speakers themselves, those who have roots in Russia, and those who stand with the Ukrainian people. This is Putin's war. This is Putin's ongoing invasion of Ukraine, a free and democratic country. The attack on Ukraine, ordered by Putin, is the first European war since the Second World War that is a serious violation of international law and on humanity. This attack threatens not only Ukraine, its people, its many diaspora communities, but, Mr. Speaker, it also threatens Canada. Our own security has always been tied to that of Europe. 100,000, that's the number. That's the number of Canadians who paid the ultimate price in the two wars in Europe. And while we've enjoyed the longest period of relative peace and prosperity since that Second Great War, a peaceful world is one that we played a role in establishing. Madam Speaker, Vladimir Putin's evils know no bounds, and silence in the face of evil becomes its accomplice, and it ends up becoming evil itself. And remaining silent is a betrayal of our conscience and our values, and ultimately it is a betrayal of our own freedom as well as our safety and security. And while I support the actions taken to date by the Government of Canada, more needs to be done. Because we will one day be asked, during this dark chapter in history, did we do everything that we can do? Could Canada have done more? I think today the answer is yes. Madam Speaker, the government should expel the Russian ambassador. The government should direct the CRTC to terminate the licenses of state broadcasters that spread disinformation and propaganda. Russia Today, RT, should be removed from our airways as other authoritarian state broadcasters operating here. The government should also make every effort to seek the removal of Russia from organizations like the G20, like we did from the G8 the last time this happened.